I love Zendaya's style, and I love when she has the little hair. She just had it. I think this, she has such a tiny frame that this hair to me overwhelms her. Like, I feel like she smells like patchouli oil. Or weed. Yeah, maybe weed?
I don't know where to start with this one. What's going on, YouTube? Just when you thought that Black History Month was going to end on a non-racist note, this woman slips up. Don't you know that there's an unwritten law that says thou shalt not say anything racist during Black History Month? I don't think this woman got the memo. Clearly. But honestly, I am not offended. Mainly because I have heard worse or if not the same things from my own people. Maybe like 6 or 7 years ago when my husband and I lived in this god-awful apartment complex. The neighborhood black hood rat struck a conversation with me, and she was thoroughly surprised that my husband and I were not weed heads. Now, at this time, my husband and I wore afros, not dreads. So, is this comment racist in itself? No. The problem is not in the words. The problem is in who said it. See, if a black woman were to comment on Zendaya's hair in the same manner, then she would be considered at least ignorant, at most comical. If an Asian woman were to have said something about Zendaya's hair in this same manner, she would be considered prejudiced. But best believe a month after, Zendaya is going to walk into her store because Asian people know their hair. Oh, I can't believe that you said that. You're so racist. Now let me tell you this, boo-boo. Non-whites cannot be racist. We can be prejudiced, but we cannot be racist. Just like white people who commit mass murders cannot be called terrorists. The word racism was created to describe white people's behavior towards non-white people. In its truest sense, it was a term used for white people who believed that their race was superior to any other race. Now, in its truest sense, what this woman said, or should I say women, talking to you, Kelly Osbourne, is not racist. It was a statement referring to a stereotype that at least in my lifetime was largely influenced by Bob Marley. However, because it was said by a white woman, it's considered racist. I know, this is where it gets confusing, but let me clarify it for you. It's as if someone said something bad about your mama. Now, we all know nobody likes anyone talking about their mama. However, if your sibling said something about your mama, then you probably would chuckle about it, because more likely than not, you and your sibling share the same mom. Now, if someone outside of your family were to say the same thing, then you'll act like Clint Eastwood. Do you feel lucky? Punk. But what about freedom of speech? I believe that freedom of speech has two sides. One side, which is the most popular, is I can say whatever I want. The other side is you have the right to protect the freedom of speech of others. In other words, do not add to the vocabulary of other people words that you do not want them to say. In order to achieve this goal, the answer is simple. All non-white people need to start treating white people like kids during a sex scene. If you don't want them to imitate it, don't let them watch it. Imagine the awkward situations that you could avoid. Like your kid imitating an Eartha Kitt scene in Boomerang. Remember that, Dad? Awkward! Or your kid drawing people having sex and passing it out to the boys in first grade. Remember that, Mom? Awkward! Now, you can go about avoiding awkward racist situations in several ways. 1, skip it. Don't say or do stereotypical things around white people. Or better yet, cut it out completely out of your lifestyle if it will make you a better person. Number 2, ask them to step out the room. Now, this can be awkward and it can get rude, and you'll have your white friends feeling as if they are missing out on something. But remember, this is for the greater good. Now, for those who can't or won't ask their white friends to step out of the room for whatever reason, you can always ask them to close their eyes and shut their ears. But I can tell you, by experience, that doesn't work. Awkward! Number 4, wait until you're alone. Why not? It's not like you're around white people all the time. And for those who are actually married to white people, this is not your option. Awkward! And number 5, and my personal favorite, change the channel. Change the subject of the conversation to something that is more multicultural friendly. If we all do our part, we can look forward to a future where less racist comments are said. Let's go ahead and talk about Zendaya's hair. The first part of this woman's comment, I agreed. This hairstyle on her small frame was not the best choice. I mean, if I didn't know what kind of Disney star she was, I would have thought that she was a spoon from Beauty and the Beast. And can I talk about her response? Her Google searched, copy and pasted response to what was said? Any teacher can see what she did. Any teacher. I don't know. Okay. I'm done.